Good evening, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. Nigerian troops say they have killed at least 5 Boko Haram terrorists during an attack on the SEC members in Fukati village, Gaidam local government area in Borno State, northeast Nigeria. A statement released by the troops confirmed this development. The statement added that 4 AK-47 rifles were recovered from the terrorists. In a related development, the troops also responded to a tip-off that Boko Haram terrorists were holding some villagers captive in the region. The team eventually found and rescued 210 persons comprising of mostly elderly men, women and children who have since been evacuated to an IDP camp. Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari gave the troops till this month to end the Boko Haram insurgency in the country. However, some experts say the deadline may not be feasible. Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, on Friday kick-started the process of launching a national security campaign to counter insurgency across the nation, especially in the northeast. The minister met with representatives of relevant agencies in Abuja in an effort to design a national communication strategy for the campaign, which aims to sensitize Nigerians on their role in the fight against insurgency, with a view to ensuring that they are in support and they also own the war. Addressing the meeting, Mohammed said, while the military has availed itself creditably in the war, which is now winning, the civilian component is missing, which he said is critical for the war to be won. The minister said as many stakeholders as possible must be involved in the security campaign. China has pledged to partner with Nigeria in the fight against deadly Islamic sect Boko Haram. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Gu Jiaoji, assured the Nigerian armed forces of the Chinese government's readiness to partner in the current fight against insurgency. He gave the assurance when he paid a courtesy visit to the Chief of Defense Staff General Gabriel Olonishakin in his office at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The Chinese ambassador expressed his government's confidence on the Nigerian armed forces in the fight against insurgency, most especially as restoring peace and security to every troubled area in the nation. He also solicited for stronger ties and exchanges between the two armed forces in intelligence gathering and sharing as well as in training. President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday explained why his administration was yet to release names of corrupt former officials of the past administration who voluntarily surrendered their loot. Speaking in Lagos at this year's edition of the annual Osigwe Ayam Osigwe Foundation lecture, President Buhari said any disclosure now may jeopardize the possibility of bigger recoveries. He said in due course, the Central Bank of Nigeria will make information available to the public on the surrendered funds. Since assuming office, President Buhari has embarked on an anti-corruption campaign aimed at retrieving funds stolen by government officials of the past administration. Now, still on corruption, Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole has insisted that former President Goodluck Jonathan and former Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala must face prosecution over the alleged arms purchase scandal. Oshomole said this on the sidelines of an event in commemoration of the International Human Rights Day in Abuja. He maintained that anyone involved in spending part of the recovered Abacha loot without appropriation must face justice.
When you listen to all the narrative and all the disclosures and the defense, you realize that the federal government need to prosecute everybody, not to exempt anyone. For example, I have read in the newspapers and online the former Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy saying that he transferred money, part of the money recovered from Abacha to Dasuki for security purpose. Now, the first question the media should ask is, even other conditions of war, money must be appropriated. And the National Assembly, I recall very well, under Tabua, there was a day they recovered on a Sunday in order to attend to an urgent matter submitted by the President. So the question is very, very clear. Now, if a minister, money was looted, and foreign country helped us to recover that money, and a minister assists the money to be relooted again, and is there in Washington, and you are here languishing, I'm saying that she also must be brought to justice. You cannot be dealing with they say Alibaba and 40 thieves, right? Now you are dealing with the 40 thieves, but the Alibaba is there. The Alibaba, in this case, Okoje Wela, who supervised, who coordinated the economy, who signed for the releases of this money in clear breach of the Constitution, she must be tried. She must be investigated. Not probe. I don't like the word say probe. What are you probing? The fact has been acknowledged. He has admitted that he transferred money. And if you play back your various electronic recordings and newsprint, Okoje Wela a few months back had reported in the media that Abacha loot was used for development. That's what she said. Only yesterday to turn around to say, no, it was now used for security. But whether for development or for security, was Abacha loot captured in the appropriation? Right? Now, when you release money, if your editor release money for you as a reporter to go to Nikon Luxury to cover this event, when you come back, would you retire the money? Would you show whether you went there or not? Now you have a situation where Nigerian soldiers were being condemned to death for allegedly running away from battlefield. Hundreds of them, including senior officers, they have been humiliated and sentenced to death on account of being asked to go and confront insurgents with their bare hands. So why Okoje Wela, Goodluck Jonathan, and the then savages were telling us that they are fighting the war, they were requesting for money to procure arms, they were diverting this money for political campaign. Some of the suspects has already confessed that they collected money for presidential campaign. If the media is not thoroughly embarrassed by this disclosure, I am thoroughly embarrassed, and I believe that all of them, Okoje Wela, Minister of Finance, the Minister of State for Finance, President Goodluck Jonathan, all those who were involved in diverting this money.
The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has asked former Minister of Finance Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to apologize to Nigerians for claiming recently that recovered Abacha loot was transparently spent. The group said the former minister knew that $322 million recovered Abacha funds were inappropriately released to finance the fight against Boko Haram. SERAP's statement on Thursday followed Okonjo-Iweala's admission that she released about $322 million to the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki, for military operations. In a statement by its Executive Director, Adetokunbo Mumuni, SERAP said the truth about the spending of Abacha loot was becoming clear, and it was wrong of Okonjo-Iweala to accuse SERAP of being biased. Okonjo-Iweala has dismissed the allegations that she illegally authorized the diversion of recently recovered loot during the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan. Okonjo-Iweala described the allegations as part of a campaign of falsehood to tarnish her image. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has blamed the previous government at all levels for what he called abuse of trust in the purchase of equipment and other ammunition to fight the war against Boko Haram. The president made this disclosure while addressing members of the House of Representatives, who he hosted to a presidential dinner at the banquet hall of the presidential villa in Abuja. The president called on the members of the House to support him in the fight and expressed optimism that the war on Boko Haram must be won.
Let us make up our mind that whatever we are doing for this country, and that we get this priorities correct. Let us secure the country first, and let us efficiently manage it. That's why I was up and down to Niger, to Chad, to Cameroon, to Benin, to Germany, to meet leaders of G7. And on invitation, I went to United States, went to South Africa twice. All I am doing is try to meet the international community leadership to put forward our case in Nigeria, which is very known.
Mr. President today emphasized the fact that he would love to have wonderful cooperation from the National Assembly to enable him succeed in his war against corruption, in his war against insurgency, and so many other sundry criminal activities, including kidnapping, that are becoming a serious challenge to our citizens and to our development as a nation. So we are happy that this signals a new spirit of cooperation between the legislature and the executive, and hopefully, building on this, we'll be able to deliver on the promise of change.
The Abuja division of the Court of Appeal has dismissed an appeal challenging the election of Senator Godswill Akpabio as senator representing Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District. In the judgment delivered on Friday by Justice Mashood Oredola, the court dismissed the appeal that was lodged against Akpabio by candidates of the All Progressives Congress APC for the senatorial district, Inibehe Okori. The former Akwa Ibom State Governor shared the news on his Twitter handle, contrary to earlier reports that his election was nullified. The Court of Appeal sitting in Enugu State, Southeast Nigeria, has also upheld the election of Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi. Governor Dave Umahi, who won the election under the platform of the PDP, was dragged to the Court of Appeal by the candidate of the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate, Edward Nkwegu. Nkwegu urged the court to annul the election of Umahi with fresh election conducted, adding that the governorship election was marred by widespread irregularities. Now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has invited former Niger Delta militant leader, Government Ekpemukpolo, also known as Tampolo, for questioning in its office in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. The anti-graft agency on Thursday gave Tampolo 1 week to appear before it or risk being declared wanted. In a letter from the EFCC, the commission says it is investigating Tampolo for unclear dealings involving the sale of parcels of land worth about 13 billion naira to the federal government under the last administration. He is expected to appear at the EFCC training room on Thursday, December 17, 2015. The Nigeria Police Force has called on the public to be wary of Facebook fraudsters on job recruitment. A statement signed by Olabisi Kolawole, police spokesperson in Abuja, said it has come to the knowledge of the Nigerian police authorities that many people were being deceived by fraudsters into believing that the force is currently engaged in a recruitment or enlistment exercise. The force urged the public not to fall victim to the fraudsters, adding that it would inform the public when it intends to engage in any recruitment or enlistment exercise. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at business and international stories. Please don't go away.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, but this way you talk, it's too much. Give me 5,000 man, that's you. It's too much. So you get it like, when she move along the street, yeah, me should like there, I'm going girl, you know, my own people, actually. Yeah, fine, it's fun. I enjoy it. And I'm one of those very few. I'm forever taking it personal. I will listen 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business and know the pitfalls and know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do. How we train them. We did the way you did.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, we will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. You're watching TV360 News now. Nigeria's central bank on Friday revised the rules of operating retail bureau de change in a bid to tighten regulation to curb speculation. This came after the long slide in oil prices hit its dollar reserves and currency. The naira was trading at a new low of 260 to the dollar among most retail money exchange operators on Friday, as against 255 on Thursday. On the official interbank market, it traded at 199 at a close to a rate at which it has been pegged since February this year. CBN has been struggling to shore up its naira exchange, hard hit by the plunge in oil prices, which is Nigeria's main export. Crude oil prices remained at levels not seen since early 2009 on Friday, as output in the Middle East continued to rise despite an already huge global glut. Brent crude futures were down at 9 cents at $39.64 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures were down at $36.65 per barrel. OPEC failed to agree on an official output quota last week, leaving production near record highs despite the massive global glut that is keeping oil prices low. Saudi Arabia, the most powerful member of the cartel, is refusing to cut output in order to defend its market share, while less wealthy OPEC members like Algeria, Angola, Nigeria and Venezuela have been lobbying for production cuts to lift prices. President Vladimir Putin of Russia has ordered the Russian military to take extremely tough action against any threat to its forces in Syria. Such targets must be immediately destroyed, he told defense officials in a televised comment. Putin did not elaborate on specific threats, but Turkey and Russia are currently locked in a spat over the downing of a Russian jet by Ankara. Russia began its airstrikes in Syria in September at the request of its ally, President Bashar al-Assad. Moving on to sports now, the wife of former Nigerian captain and coach Stephen Keshi has died. Kate Keshi passed away on Thursday in the U.S. after a 3-year battle with cancer. She was aged 54. A condolence message released by the NFF through its website described the death of the wife of the former coach as a big loss. Keshi has revealed that the burial arrangements will be made public in the coming weeks. The Court of Arbitration for Sport has dismissed the appeal of suspended UEFA President Michel Platini over the 90-day ban placed on him by the World Football governing body FIFA. Platini had on Tuesday filed an appeal at CAS urging the court to freeze his ban so he could resume campaigning for the FIFA presidency ahead of the February 26 election. However, the court has rejected that appeal but has ordered FIFA not to extend his 90-day ban by the proposed 45 days. Platini was the clear favorite to succeed Sepp Blatter as FIFA president before this scandal. Now, both Platini and Blatter will now face possible life bans when they appear before the FIFA Ethics Committee in Zurich next week. President of the French Football Federation has defended under fire Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema despite suspending him from the national team until investigations over an alleged blackmail case involving France teammate Mathieu Valbuena is concluded. Noel Le Graët said he had taken the personal decision to suspend the player. Benzema, who has denied any accusations, is currently under criminal investigations after a French judge ordered that the police investigate him for complicity in attempted blackmail and participation in a criminal conspiracy. The matter relates to a judicial investigation opened in July this year over claims that Valbuena was the subject of an extortion attempt. We've come to the end of news now. Thank you very much for joining us. I am Thelma Okoro.